Okay, so we are going to make us a pen. We've got a pen kit with all the bits and pieces in it. First step is we need to cut our blank to size. I like to leave them considerably longer because I'm weird like that. Okay, that's step one. Step two is we got to cut the blank to length. So we got our trusty homemade bandsaw here. It's kind of a hard reach. Oopsies! Burn pile. I wouldn't normally do it this way, but I'm feeling lucky today. We're going to freehand drill these ones. So we're gonna kind of eyeball center on them. Ooh, this one could be problematic. I see a crack right there. These are going to have a lot of stock to remove. That's okay. Let's see if we can get them both in there. Probably not. I've got tons of these blanks, so if I fuck one up, it don't matter. Tripod is nowhere near high enough, but okay. We've got our cordless drill. We've got our 7mm brad point drill bit. It's the only thing this drill bit gets used for is pens. Drilled a lot easier than the first one. Okay. Now I got sawdust on me. We didn't come out. Ooh, yeah, that one's a little off. It's going to be a slim line, so that should be okay. Unfortunately, that puts us right into the crack, though. And that crack runs all the way through. Okay, so we switched up our camera mounts here. We're on a POV head rig. Now we gotta give these tubes a little bit of tooth for the glue to stick. That'll be enough. Okay, we've got a brand new package of glue here. Supposedly this stuff has a shelf life of about a year, so I buy a new one every year. Put that there for now. Gotcha. That's kind of cool. Okay. So we want to get messy. I usually don't use CA glue for this. I usually use epoxy, like a 5-minute epoxy. But CA is the traditional method. I haven't had good luck with it, but I've learned some new tricks, so we'll see. I'm gonna flood the tube with glue. I think that's been a lot of my problem in the past. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but the glue is oozing through there. Maybe not quite fast enough. I don't know, thin CA may help too. We're just gonna keep dancing her all around. We'll pull her back through. We're gonna put some more glue on the tube. We're not quite through. We're just gonna kind of let her sit and drip and dry and all that good shit. Got a big glob in the end there. We've also got some cracking on this one. Just try and get some CA on that. And of course we got a bunch of glue in the tube. Because why not, right? Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. One thing we're going to do differently maybe. Can you open that up? No. I've always been pretty stingy with the glue, super glue in the past doing this. That might be part of why I had so many blowouts. So we're going to put that to rest today. So we're not getting good coverage there. And we kind of are, but not really. Press down in, go a little further. This one, we want to try and get that crack. Filled as best we can. We're going to let them sit for a bit. Then we'll... Oh, that one looks like she's moving some. But we're starting to set up. This one's starting to set. This is the first one we glued. So we'll hit her with some activator. I think that tube might have slipped a bit. We'll let that one sit a little longer just for the glue to kind of seep down into that crack before we hit it with activator. Okay, ready for the next step. That's called barrel trimming. We got to make the ends of the blanks flat and true to the tube. We have this tool here, which goes in our drill. Knock the sawdust out of the chuck. Guess our super glue is not entirely dry. That might be some that it was set down into though. We're going to do us a favor and get rid of this piece of paper towel with super glue on it. Okay, let's try again. Barrel trimmer goes right through this one. It'll be time to try and sharpen this trimmer. It is really not liking that. We got a ways to go there. Get some shiny brass on the end. That means we're trimmed enough. But unfortunately on this end we gotta go a long ways. Might get the ice back onto this one just to make life a little easier. That's the wrong screw, you dumbass. We just had to push a little harder. We've got some nice shiny brass on that one. This one we have a little bit of glue buildup. I used to have a drill bit set aside for this purpose, but I don't anymore. So let's find a new one. We want something that fits the inside of the tube. One's a little too small. That one is, ooh, yeah, no, that might be the one. Let's see what else we can find. Way too big. Yeah, that one's just a little too big. I think that was that. I think. Yeah, that should work. So, we're going to put the blank in. Try and chase some of the glue out of there. Give that a try. Chuck our trimmer back up. The trimmer does kind of push it out, but and our battery's dead. And we're back. And we got the barrel trimmer jammed in there. See brass tube yet. Some tube. We're not quite flush to it yet though, we're only cutting into one side. There we go. We're shiny all the way around. Get a big plug of super glue there. Let's try this side. We can still go a little bit. Okay. Alright, now we're going to get set up to start turning. We're going to get these blanks loaded onto our mandrel. These are bushings and spacers. Yeah. Got 3 down there just to take up some room and keep me away from the chuck. Not the chuck, the headstock. Put 1 in the middle. Ooh, that's snug still. That's not even the one we had problems with. So we're going to chase that out a little bit with the drill. Whew. Don't know why that's being so stubborn. Really look like there's anything in there, but we may have a bit of a burr on the end of our tube. stiffening the whole mandrel. Man. Well, that's not performance. God damn it. Oh my. Leave it to me. This is probably an all bad idea, but this mandrel threads into the headstock adapter here. And I've got a block wedged on it. I don't know why this is doing this. I really don't think it's glue. Oh, yep. We just got some glue come out there. Still doesn't slide right on though. So we still got something in there. I don't see anything though. That's the weird part. Oh. There we go. Should go now. Go into my scripts. That. Some more spacer bushing Deweys on there. Tighten her down. And we'll go put this on the lathe. Alright, where'd I put it? Right here. So this just, damn it, threads onto here. Give it a little snug, it doesn't need to be right tight. And our tailstock needs to move. That's the wrong thing. I haven't used this lathe in, I don't even know, probably a year now. So we need to move our tailstock up. That's the wrong way. As you can see here, this tailstock is shimmed up because it does not line up with the headstock. Still off a little bit, but we're gonna live with that. This is a Craftex lathe from Busy Bee Tools. It is kind of a piece of shit, to be honest. CT083. It was cheap. That's all I can say for it. It's not horrible, but it's got a lot of issues, let's just say. Okay. I think our depth is good there. Drop our tool rest down a little bit. Maybe we'll raise it up a little bit. Even though that's tight, it's wobbly. No, it's not tight. I'm an idiot. Alright, moment of truth. So far, so good. I like blocking the field of view a little here. Tailstock was backing off. Nothing surprises me with this lathe. This end blank always chatters more. I don't know why. We're slowly getting round. We're actually going to move this in a little bit though. Maybe something like there. No, not quite. We'll try there. We're getting closer to round on one. I think we're going to switch up the camera here, and I got to put a fresh battery in it too, but we've got a mount on our chisel, so we're going to see how that looks. So I'm seeing a little bit of a crack there, which we knew about, but it does have CA down in it. But I think just for the hell of it here, we're going to put some more in it, just so we don't get some blowout. Hit that with some activator. Alright, let's see how this works out for us. It's a little awkward to find somewhere to put my hand, but that's okay. So we've got some CA down in the crack. We're going to focus on this blank for a little while. We're coming along. We're actually round now. It's not a very smooth finish, but that's okay. That CA should be all good and dry. Okay. So that is as far as we are going with tooling. From here it's going to be sandpaper. Alright, it's time to do some sanding. So we're going to use some just sanding discs for the majority of it. We're going to start off with 80. Try not to lose those ones. So, next we are going to be doing a CA finish, which honestly I've never done before. I usually finish all my pens with wax. Alright, let's get some finish on this. So we've got, again, our CA. This is a different bottle. It's older stuff. Again, this is my first time doing it this way. Now, we're going to start with micro mesh. I know it's their own grit system, so pretty smooth. Now we're up to 2400. $3,200. $36. $4,000. Micro mesh grits aren't a conventional grit. It's numbering system all their own. Now we take a big jump from 4,000 to 8,000. No, sorry, that was 4,000 to 6,000. Next is 8,000. That one's even a different color. And now to our final step of 12,000. This stuff doesn't even feel like sandpaper. I'll tell you one thing, it puts a nice polish on the bushings. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. It's nice and smooth. You do see a couple little imperfections there. And a couple there, but what do you expect for a first timer? Okay, so it's pen assembly time. I typically use the vise. I know everyone's got their own way of doing it. This is mine. So we dump all of our parts out. I find it easier to rip the top off the bag than deal with the little zipper. We got our clip, our trim ring, our top cap, and I believe we call this our nib. Damn it. Maybe it is easier to open the bag. Who the fuck knows anymore? Alright. Some sawdust all over our transmission. And of course, our ink. Get our vise opened up some. We need to get our pieces off our mandrel. Put them back on our mandrel so we don't lose them. Okay. So we're going to start with our nib. Sometimes I pay attention to grain orientation and whatnot on these, and sometimes I don't. This is going to be a don't pen. You've got to try and get this to go in squarely. You should try to use the middle of the vise and give it a little wiggle as we go. And we're in. And then our transmission goes next. Brass end goes in first, so that way a refill can screw into it. This one takes a little trial and error. Usually. I kind of like to wiggle as I push them in. We'll go to about the end of the brass. And we'll put our pen in, tighten it down. And we see that our nib is out. and it retracts all the way, so we're pretty good right there. Next, our trim just slides down over the transmission, and then we take our clip and our top cap, and it's being stubborn. Push it through the clip. Close this up a whole bunch. It's kind of wanting to go crooked because the clip is pushing it off. There we go. There we go. We have a pen. They have a little protective condom on them, but it writes. It's just that simple. We even have a fancy box we can give them to people in. This one's been in the shop for a while, so it's covered in sawdust, and it has a pen in it. Ta-da! If I have to make more of these, we'll get that on video too. So that's it for now. Talk to you next time.